Good evening, 11s. Welcome back to this week's methods class. Last week we did work on graphing exponentials. Obviously, we looked up on log laws beforehand so that we know how to solve exponential equations eventually. We talked through the horizontal asymptote for a given graph, let's say y equals 2 to the x or 3 to the x. And we talked through which one goes above when and where, I should say. Then we talk through the translation. Obviously, we got one here with the translation 1 unit in the positive direction of the y-axis. Today, we're going to go through a number of them. Let's write down the topic graphing exponentials and logarithm. So we did have an introduction on how to sketch the exponentials. Now, today, we're going to look through all the transformations with exponential and as well as a logarithm as well. Okay. The first one we are going to look at is translation again and see how we go with that one. We do have y equals here. Let's say number one example, y equals 2 to the x minus 1. Let us start sketching. I'm going to work through here. The graph is not into scale. However, the understanding is that you will be able to mimic this one on a scaled Cartesian axis. We know the exponential graph e to the 2x or 2 to the x, 3 to the x, any, that goes through 0, 1, the y-intercept. All what we have to do now is translate this one unit in the negative direction of the y-axis, pushing it down, which means I can simply grab it and then push it down. If I did it, you would notice the graph will go through a special point, which is the origin. So that is the beauty of this graph that goes through the origin. Again, remember the horizontal asymptote, which was y equals 0. Now it will become y equals -1. In order for you to work through and get full marks, you need to have the x and y-intercepts, if any, for the x especially, and also the horizontal asymptote. Now we're going to look at y equals 2 to the x minus, let's say, 4. Or rather, I'll make it 3 to the x minus 9 and see how it goes. All right. Let's copy this one. I'll give you about a minute or so to finalize copying. In this graphing, most important ones are asymptotes, intercepts. The shape, you know how to draw them. Now the next one I'm going to look at is y equals 3 to the x minus 9. I could have used minus 3, but let's go with 9. Let me pick up a different color. Would be nice. I'm going down here. Number 2, y equals 3 to the x minus 9. Well, I know the exponential form. Let us sketch this one. Let's make it nice. I don't know why it's pushing into the right. Well, it's a little awkward when the graph itself not aligned with, okay, where it should be. All right, that's good. Now I do have X and Y here. Gonna pick a nice color here, let's say blue. I know the graph is now translated 9 units in the negative direction of the y-axis. That means the graph has gone down a lot. Well, if I did it, let's say this is where the y equals negative 9 is. So I'm going to have a broken line there to indicate y equals negative 9. I'm going to sketch it. I'm going to pick another color, let's say green. I'm going to come here and then go up there like that. Cool. Well, I could have done a much better job in the sense graphing this through like this. If I did into scale, I should say, at least for one axis. Right. Now, I'm going to look at the x and y intercepts. X, if any. Y-intercept, well, let's work on that. Y-intercept. Y-intercept, set x to 0 and figure it out. Okay, we have y equals 3 to the x minus 9. 3 to the 0 is 1 minus 9 is negative 8. So that is my y-intercept. That is right here, 0, negative 8. Awesome. Now to find the x-intercept, we know that it's there, right here. We need to set y to 0 and find it. We are going to set y to 0 and figure it out. 0 equals 3 to the x minus 9. Now it comes down to now exponential equations, solving exponential equations. I have 3 to the x, bring the 9 to the left. Rather, you could say you balance the equations, plus 9. That would give me 9 equals 3 to the x, and 9 is 3 to the power 2 equals 3 to the power x, hence x is 2. X value is 2, which means, as you notice, I've done a pretty good job here. That is 2, 0 is my x-intercept. Now that is the working, that's your graph. Could I get you to copy all of these, everyone? And that will be an awesome work there for you to gain full marks in a question with just translation. We're going to look at dilation reflection soon. Right, let's work on this one. I'll give you about a minute to copy, everyone.